They say money doesn't grow on trees. But what if I told you it grows in your mind? Yes, your mind is the most powerful factory of wealth. Before any millionaire built an empire, they built a mindset. Before any investor multiplied their fortune, they multiplied their belief. This audiobook is not just about making money. It's about training your brain to attract, create, and sustain wealth. Because real financial success begins from one place: your thoughts. Take a deep breath. Because starting today, we're going to reprogram your mind for abundance. Chapter 1. The Mindset of the Wealthy. Every wealthy person you admire today, be it Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, or any self-made millionaire, did not begin their journey with all the answers. They were not born with a secret map to success. They faced doubts, failures, and countless moments of uncertainty. But amidst all the chaos, they shared one powerful belief: that wealth was possible for them. They believed in the unseen potential within themselves, even when the world doubted them. And that single belief became the seed from which their entire fortune grew. You see, your brain works just like a muscle. Whatever you feed it daily becomes its truth. If you constantly nourish it with thoughts like, "I can't afford this," or "I'm not good with money," your brain starts shrinking under the weight of limitation. It becomes defensive, always protecting, never creating. It begins to fear risk, avoid opportunities, and settle for less than it deserves. Slowly, it starts believing that financial success belongs only to others, never to you. But the moment you shift your thoughts, your entire world begins to shift with them. When you train your brain to ask empowering questions like, "How can I afford this?" or "What skills can I build to earn more?" you awaken the creative part of your mind that was sleeping all along. Your brain, now reprogrammed with curiosity instead of fear, starts searching for opportunities instead of excuses. It starts seeing possibilities where others see problems. That is the first rule of wealth. Your thoughts create your financial reality. Pause for a moment and reflect. When was the last time you said, "I can't"? Maybe it was about starting a business, learning a skill, or saving money. Now imagine replacing that phrase with, "How can I?" Feel the shift, from helplessness to hope, from limitation to possibility. That tiny change in words holds the power to completely transform your future. Because when your language changes, your mindset changes, and when your mindset changes, your life begins to follow. Chapter 2. Breaking the Poverty Programming. Most people are not poor because they lack money. They are poor because they've been programmed to think poor. This programming runs deep, deeper than you can imagine, passed down silently from one generation to the next. It's not written in any book, but it's whispered in homes, echoed in families, and accepted as truth. Over time, it becomes part of who we are, invisible, yet powerful enough to shape our entire financial destiny. Think about it. Maybe you grew up hearing words like, "Money doesn't buy happiness," or "Rich people are greedy," or even, "You have to work yourself to the bone to succeed." These words might have sounded wise or humble back then, but in reality, they planted seeds of limitation in your mind. They taught you that wanting more was wrong, that success belonged to a few, and that abundance was only for the lucky ones. But here's the truth that wealthy people already know. Those are not universal truths. They are just beliefs. And beliefs are nothing more than stories we tell ourselves, stories that can be rewritten at any moment. Wealthy people don't see money as evil or selfish or something to be ashamed of. They see it as a tool, a beautiful tool that builds freedom, security, and choice. For them, money is not about greed, it's about possibility. It's about giving their loved ones a better life, helping others, and creating the freedom to live on their own terms. When you start seeing money as energy, everything changes. Money is alive. It flows, it grows, it moves. It responds to emotion, to belief, to focus. If you chase it with fear or desperation, it runs away. But when you approach it with peace, confidence, and gratitude, it finds its way to you. You stop chasing it and start attracting it. So, close your eyes for a moment and let these words sink deep into your soul. I am not afraid of money. I am open to wealth. I am worthy of success. Say it again, slowly, with feeling. Because the moment you believe it, truly believe it, your financial story begins to change. The chains of old thinking start to break. You realize that wealth was never outside of you. It was waiting within your mind all along, ready to be unlocked. Chapter 3. Reprogramming your subconscious for abundance. Your subconscious mind is the hidden engine that drives your entire life. It controls nearly 95% of your daily actions. Every decision you make, every risk you avoid, every financial habit you repeat without even realizing it. It decides how much you save, how much you spend, and, most importantly, how much you truly believe you deserve. You might think you're in control of your choices, but in truth, your subconscious mind is quietly writing the script of your life, based on the beliefs you've been feeding it since childhood. If your subconscious has been programmed with fear, fear of loss, fear of not being enough, fear of failure, then no matter how hard you work, something inside you will always pull you back. You might start a business but lose confidence halfway. You might get an opportunity but feel unworthy of it. That's not bad luck. That's your subconscious protecting you from what it thinks you can't handle. But here's the powerful truth. You can reprogram it. You can rewrite the code that runs your financial destiny. To train your brain for wealth, you must feed your subconscious mind with the right code, thoughts and emotions that match the life you want to create. Here's how you begin. Step 1. Visualization. Every morning, before the noise of the world takes over, close your eyes for just 2 minutes. Breathe deeply. Picture yourself living your dream financial life. The home you desire, the peace you feel, the abundance flowing into your life. See it so clearly that your mind starts believing it's real. Because the subconscious cannot tell the difference between imagination and reality. What you visualize with emotion, it begins to accept as truth. Step 2. Affirmations. Words are powerful frequencies. When spoken with emotion, they reshape your reality. Speak abundance daily. Say, money comes to me easily and effortlessly. Say, I am aligned with wealth. Say it until your voice becomes your belief and your belief becomes your experience. You are rewriting the story that your subconscious has been repeating for years. A story that may have been filled with scarcity, now replaced with abundance and confidence. Step 3. Environment. Your environment is a mirror of your mindset. If you surround yourself with negativity, small-minded conversations, and people who constantly complain about money, your brain learns to do the same. But when you choose to spend time with dreamers, readers, creators, and people who think bigger, your subconscious begins to expand. It starts expecting growth instead of fearing it. Remember this: if your circle is small-minded, your income will be too. As you begin to practice these habits consistently, something magical happens. Slowly, almost silently, your subconscious mind starts to align your actions with your new beliefs. You begin to make smarter financial decisions without forcing them. You attract opportunities that once seemed impossible. You feel more confident handling money because deep inside, your mind now believes you deserve it. That's the moment when wealth stops being just a dream and starts becoming your reality. Chapter 4. The Power of Financial Habits. Once your mind truly begins to believe that you can be rich, that you are worthy of wealth, the next step is to let your habits prove it. Because belief without action is like a seed that's never watered. It has the potential to grow, but it never will. Your habits are the bridge between your dreams and your destiny. They are the silent proof that you are serious about your goals. Every successful person you see today has their own set of rituals, quiet, powerful actions that shape their reality. They budget without fear because they understand that controlling money is not about restriction, it's about direction. They invest consistently, not just when they feel inspired, but as a disciplined routine, knowing that time is the real magic behind wealth. They learn daily, feeding their minds with ideas, strategies, and wisdom that sharpen their decision-making. And they avoid emotional spending because they've mastered the art of choosing long-term peace over short-term pleasure. Here's a golden rule of wealth that every millionaire lives by. It's not about how much you earn, it's about how you manage what you earn. Money is like water. Without a container, it slips through your fingers no matter how much you have. If you can't manage $100 with discipline, you'll never manage $10,000 with confidence. Start small, track your expenses with honesty, automate your savings so you pay yourself before you pay anyone else. Read just one page of a financial or motivational book every day. It may seem small now, but these tiny habits, done consistently, will rewrite the entire story of your financial future. Because here's the truth, your brain loves patterns. It learns from repetition. It trusts consistency. When you start creating daily patterns that mirror the behavior of wealthy people, your brain adapts. It starts treating financial discipline as normal, not as a burden. Slowly, your subconscious begins to crave stability, growth, and success, just as it once craved comfort and fear. So give your brain wealthy patterns to follow. Let every action, every thought, and every habit whisper to your mind, I am becoming the kind of person who deserves abundance. Because wealth is never built overnight. It's built every day, one small habit at a time, by those who refuse to give up. Chapter 5. The emotion of money. Money is not just paper, digits, or numbers dancing on a screen. Money is emotional. It's deeply tied to how you feel about yourself, your sense of security, power, and self-worth. Every financial decision you make, whether it's saving, spending, or investing, is not just a logical act. It's an emotional one. When you look at money, you're not just looking at currency. You're looking at your relationship with confidence, safety, and control. If, deep down, you feel anxious about having more or guilty about wanting abundance, you'll unconsciously start pushing it away. You might work harder, but you'll sabotage yourself just before success comes. You might get a promotion and suddenly find new ways to spend it all. It's not because you're careless. It's because your subconscious believes you don't deserve to hold that much power. Guilt, fear, and shame create invisible barriers between you and the wealth that's trying to reach you. But the moment you begin to see money differently, as something pure, as something that can bring peace, generosity, and freedom, your brain starts craving more of it in a healthy way. When you associate wealth with good emotions, with security for your family, with the power to help others, with the freedom to live on your own terms, your mind begins to open the gates. You stop running from money, and money starts running toward you. The truth is, the wealthiest people in the world are not obsessed with luxury. They're obsessed with freedom. Freedom to wake up when they want, to choose who they work with, to spend their time on what matters most. For them, money isn't the destination. It's the vehicle. It's what allows them to live with dignity, creativity, and peace of mind. So don't just chase money. Chase the feeling that wealth gives you, the feeling of control, of safety, of gratitude, of peace. Because once you align your emotions with abundance, your actions will naturally follow. You'll start making wiser choices, taking smarter risks, and attracting better opportunities. Not because you're forcing it, but because your energy and your mindset are finally in harmony. Remember, money will always reflect your emotions. When you respect it, it respects you. When you fear it, it flees. But when you love it, calmly, confidently, and gratefully, it finds its way back to you over and over again. Chapter 6. From Scarcity to Abundance. Scarcity whispers, "There's not enough." It tells you that someone else's success takes away from yours. It convinces you that opportunities are limited, that life is a competition, and that wealth is a game only a few are allowed to win. Scarcity makes you live in fear, fear of missing out, fear of losing, fear of trying. It creates a mindset of survival, not growth. When you live with scarcity, you start to see the world through the lens of lack of money, lack of time, lack of luck. And slowly, that belief becomes your reality. But abundance speaks a different language. It says, there's always more. It reminds you that opportunities never run out. They just shift. That there's enough room in this world for everyone to rise. Abundance teaches you to believe that life is generous, that every closed door simply redirects you to a better one, and that success is not taken. It's created. Your brain is an incredible filter. It can only see what it believes in. When you focus on what you lack, your mind automatically blocks out the chances, ideas, and solutions that could change your life. But when you focus on what you have, on gratitude, your brain opens up. It expands its vision. It starts noticing opportunities that were always around you, hidden in plain sight. And this is where the real transformation begins. Every single day, take a moment to write down 3 things you're grateful for. They can be big or small, financial or personal. Maybe it's the food you ate today, the roof above your head, or a simple moment of peace. As you do this daily, something profound happens. Your mind begins to shift. You start seeing wealth not just in money, but in moments. Not just in your bank account, but in your heart. Gratitude rewires your brain. It trains it to see life as abundant, not limited. And when your mind believes life is generous, it begins to attract generosity in return. You become calmer, clearer, and more confident. And in that calm, ideas flow, people connect, and prosperity begins to unfold naturally. Remember this truth. A grateful mind is a magnet for abundance. When you stop counting what's missing and start counting what's present, the universe multiplies your blessings. Gratitude doesn't just make you richer in spirit, it makes you richer in life. Chapter 7. The Wealth Identity. The most powerful way to train your brain for wealth is not by chasing money, it's by becoming the kind of person who already has it. This is the secret that most people never understand. They wait for success to feel successful. They wait to have money before they think abundantly. But the truth is, the transformation doesn't begin when you get wealth. It begins when you embody it. The mind must believe you already deserve the life you desire before the world ever gives it to you. Don't wait to be rich to act rich. Act rich now, not in luxury, but in discipline, mindset, and confidence. Walk with the quiet self-assurance of someone who knows they're building something extraordinary. Be rich in how you speak about yourself. No more words of doubt or limitation. Be rich in how you value your time. Protect it like the most precious currency you own. Be rich in how you plan your future. Think long-term. Think smart. Think like the version of you who already made it. Because wealth is not something you simply get. It's something you become. It's an identity, not an income. The people who reach the top are not there by luck. They are there because they decided to live, think, and act as their higher selves long before they arrived. When you start seeing yourself as capable, valuable, and powerful, your actions begin to match that belief. You stop settling for less. You stop wasting time. You start creating momentum. And that's when the magic happens. When your identity shifts, your income follows. When your thoughts rise, your results rise. Life mirrors what you believe you are. If you see yourself as struggling, you will attract struggle. But when you see yourself as abundant, as someone destined for greatness, your brain, your habits, and your opportunities all begin to align with that reality. So, look in the mirror and ask yourself, who am I becoming? Not what am I earning, not what do I own, but who am I becoming? Because the richer your identity becomes on the inside, the richer your life will become on the outside. Chapter 8. Taking Inspired Action. Beliefs are the foundation. They are the roots that hold your mindset steady. Habits are the structure, the daily bricks that shape your discipline, but action. Action is what builds the empire. You can dream for years, you can plan endlessly, and you can visualize every detail of your success. But until you move, until you take that first courageous step, everything remains only a vision. Once your brain is trained for success, you must act on it, especially when fear tries to hold you back. Because courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to move despite it. Start that business idea that's been burning in your mind. Don't wait for the perfect time. There isn't one. Ask for that raise you know you've earned. Your voice deserves to be heard. Invest that first $100, even if it feels small, because that's how every empire begins, one seed at a time. Take that risk you've been avoiding, that leap of faith your heart keeps whispering about. Because the truth is, the universe rewards the brave. It opens doors for those who have the courage to knock. Your brain learns faster through action than through hesitation. Every time you take a step forward, no matter how small, you rewire your mind to believe in your own power. You teach your subconscious that progress is safe, that growth is possible, that success is not a dream but a decision. You move from can I to I can, and from I can to I will. Every action you take is a message to your mind. I am capable. I am powerful. I am creating wealth. And with each brave move, that belief grows stronger. Fear begins to fade. Confidence takes root. And soon you'll look back and realize that the empire you dreamed of wasn't built overnight. It was built one brave choice at a time. So, don't wait for permission. Don't wait for certainty. The perfect moment doesn't exist, but this moment does. And this is where your journey turns from imagination into reality. Your wealth journey begins now. The secret to making more money is not a secret at all. It's a process of mind, emotion, and action. When you master your thoughts, discipline your habits, and follow your inspired ideas, you don't chase money. You become the kind of person money chases. So remember, money doesn't make you rich. Your mindset does. Train your brain every day, and soon you'll see that abundance was never out there. It was within you all along. Thank you for listening to Train Your Brain to Make More Money. If this audiobook inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who deserves financial freedom. Until next time, think rich, feel rich, live rich.